Hi, this is Robert Chesnut with an installment of a blog series that I've been working on for over a year now about weight loss. But today's blog is going to be about the television show My 600-Pound Life. And it's funny because when someone told me about it about a year ago, once they realized I was losing weight and on a journey myself, I thought they said it was my 600-pound wife. And so I thought it was this horrible show about someone's large fat wife, but of course it's not. So I want to start saying about food intake. Something I've learned as of recently. I've been starting to lift weights and working out, and I've gotten a little muscle now, muscle definition, which I'm really psyched about because after losing 225 pounds, you don't really have much. Well, you're basically a body sack and not much definition. So I've been able to eat more like a normal person. I've introduced wheat back into my diet. Very little. I don't buy bread. I'll eat corn chips. I'll eat corn tortillas. I'll eat on occasion like a dumpling at a buffet or something. I will eat on rare occasion. I'll have fried chicken with batter dipping, which is not, of course, healthy. But what I want to impress upon you as the viewer is that if you eat, once you've lost the major part of your weight, I weighed 470, 480, whatever it was, pounds. It was well over 470. I got down to 235. I'm now at 245, which I've been leveled off, but I am gaining muscle more than fat. So at this point, my body is like churning like the Titanic. Let's hope I don't hit an iceberg. But, keep fueling those engines so the engines can keep running. Because every single day I'm going to the gym. I work out with the weightlifting machines 5 days a week. Sometimes 6 days a week. I practice tennis now every day. I'm waiting to find a partner to play tennis with. But, and I also take my 3.5-mile walk, which I'm going to take a hiatus from today, perhaps. I might still go on it. It's only 7 o'clock at night. But the clouds or the sky look threatening. Anyway, moving on. Exercise. Yes, I just talked about it. You can eat like a normal person. When I say normal person, I don't mean running out and buying McDonald's. I'm talking about having a little more in your portion than you're used to if you're trying to lose weight. Maintaining weight and turning your body into muscle rather than fat is like a catch-22 because I've been eating and I feel great, but at times I feel like I'm stuffed. Then I go to the doctor and I get weighed, and guess what? I lost 3.5 pounds. So I've been eating when I'm hungry 3 times a day, sometimes a snack in between. Protein in the morning. Lunch, I'll have a little more of whatever I want. If I wanted pizza, I'll have pizza. If I wanted chicken tenders, I'll have chicken tenders, but within reason. Then for dinner, usually something light. Tonight I had some tortilla chips, corn tortilla chips with low-fat cottage cheese, and I took 2 turkey hot dogs and cut them up and fried them in olive oil, or sautéed them, whatever you want to call it, whichever makes you feel healthier about it. So, I also wanted to cover seeing overweight people in public. I'm continually seeing more and more people rely on the 3-wheel carts at Walmart and at the grocery store. I go to Walmart probably 2 or 3 times a week because I have my medications there, and they are the home of $4 meds. And I will swallow my pride, and I will go to Walmart, and I will use their facilities, their pharmacy rather, to buy my meds because I'm broke, and I'm not going to be broke forever. I have also some other good news, but I want to save that for later. And I'm glad people are getting out, and I guess I'll go into the next subject, which is the 600-Pound Life show. Now, because this is pertinent to that, I watched it for the first time 2 or 3 nights ago. I haven't had television for 2.5 years because I couldn't afford it. And then I moved in with a new roommate, or a new roommate moved in with me, and we decided to get cable television. I watched the Food Network, and the immediate thing I noticed about watching television after the 2.5 years, after all this weight loss, and now sitting down. First of all, the lying down in front of the TV thing, wow. It just makes me feel like a boat anchor is on my ass. I can't get up off the sofa. It is so hindering to a positive, energetic lifestyle, and it's very counterproductive. However, yes, you do need time. It's all about counterbalance and finding that balance in your life of rest, relaxation, and of exercise. Now, I'm the kind of guy who can't sit still. I mean, I can't sit still. I go to the gym. I go walking. I go play tennis. I go play volleyball every Tuesday night. I walk 6 miles every Tuesday now from my house in Hadley to Florence, which is 3 towns over, to a pair of sand volleyball courts where I play with a bunch of gay men, which is so much fun, actually. It's not competitive, but it's a lot of exercise because you're in the sand. And anyway, the point being, now sitting in front of the television, I'm becoming sedentary at like 11 o'clock at night. It's something I didn't want to do, but I'm doing it. But at least it's isolated at night, and it's not during the day. Once I start doing that shit during the day, you come over here and you take a cattle prod to me. But right. Besides that, watching television, besides being sedentary and on the sofa and lazy, I noticed myself getting caught and sucked into the vortex of these horrible commercials about food. Taking this hamburger which from Hardee's, which is like larger than your head, and it has cheese on it, and it has bacon on it, and it has, I don't know, a sausage patty. It sounds like, honestly, it sounded unbelievably delicious, and I wanted one. And there's this half-naked, almost naked, like, supermodel porn star. And she's not eating it in real life, but she's on a car, and she's trying to eat this thing. And then I think Paris Hilton walks in a bikini, and she starts to eat it too, or it's, like, ridiculous. And they, of course, put fried onion rings on it. I can't remember what they call it. It doesn't matter. The point is, these commercials, one after another, they are part of the poison of us trying to lose weight. And I find it totally ironic that during these shows, Biggest Loser and whatnot, if you look for the food commercials, like McDonald's, trying to say that they're healthy, Burger King, Wendy's, Hardee's is the worst offender of them all. Even Subway, eat fresh. First of all, there's nothing fresh about Subway except for their bread. And when you walk into like Walmart or wherever the Subway shop might be in your area, let me tell you something. That bread smell is what gets you. It's what hooks you. That is the fresh thing. Everything else is not fresh. So I'm digressing. This show, my 600 pound of life. I could relate to it totally because of one major thread between all of the stories that were told and what I went through. Every man and woman said the same thing, that they wanted to be involved in life again. And when you gain weight in excess and become morbidly obese, that is your passport out of society. And you're banishing yourself from living. This one man, it was so incredibly inspiring, but at the same time incredibly sad. A black man, I believe he was from Michigan. I believe his name was Henry. He was 750 pounds. I can't imagine. I was almost 500. This man was 750. It took 7 years for them to compile his story. 7 years. This isn't The Biggest Loser, where they try to make you shed 250 pounds in, 8 months or 6 months so they can make sense sensationalized television, which you don't get me started. A couple years after they filmed Henry's story, Henry died, and they made it in loving memory of his death. Now, this is another thing. Well, sorry, digressing again. Henry said he wanted to live again. He was walking around his house with a walker. He was poor. Poor people are prone to being fat because the food you can afford when you're poor is horrible, high calorie, high sugar, high, I want to say bread, wheat, salt, sugar, just processed food that is easy to prepare or prepared for you, and densely caloric, and just bad for you. And it's funny that the government has set it up so one can afford this horrible food. However, getting fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh chicken, and so forth, you really do have to make a decent living in order. I'm a single gay guy, and it's very difficult for me at the end of the month to be able to still buy the fresh produce. You know what I do? I go to there's a wonderful market 2 miles from my house. I walk there every day. I pick up for $1. They have day old or getting old vegetables and fruits, and I pick up 1 or 2 of them every day for $1 or $2, and then I eat that during the week. I still have half a head of lettuce in there. I just got some grape tomatoes. I got trying to remember what else. I got some mangoes. I got apples and plums, and I was so pissed the other day, though. This woman, she was right in front of me, and there was this huge bag of parsnips, and I wanted it so bad, and I went to grab for it, and she snatched it right in front of me, as if I was like at an estate sale or something, and she was taking away my Tiffany vase or whatever. So, as far as this show is concerned, as I said, the single thread is that people wanted to get back into life. And today I was playing tennis, practicing tennis against a cement wall that they have at my junior high school, where I of course, went to junior high school there, and in Amherst. And, you know, I was thinking how lucky I am. How lucky, and what a big deal this actually was. I am going to write my own book. I need to just quit saying it, and I need to start doing it. Because I have done something incredible. I went from being one of these people who was a shut-in, who shut themselves in, and someone who now is able to live now and go and do things that I never fathomed I could do before. The other common thread is this extra flesh issue. Now, I've told you about my extra flesh. My moobs have sagged. All right, I've got a belly that's extra flesh. I've got extra flesh on the inside of my thighs, and I've been doing now the weightlifting for over a month, every day, almost every other day, and it's starting to take a little form. I mean, I'm getting a little definition, but the core is still, you know, it is what it is. There was this other show along with the 600-Pound Life called My Weight is Killing Me. And there was a man so large that they had to carry him out of the house on his bed because otherwise they weren't getting him to the hospital to give him the bypass surgery, which they thought was going to kill him, but they couldn't leave him the way he was because he would just die. He was getting bed sores and his skin was breaking down and whatnot. On this episode, though, there was a young woman, 17, I believe, years old, 16, 17 years old, and she was a very large young person, and she lost a ton of weight, and they showed her body, and God bless her. I mean, I thought I had problems. Her body was 2, 3 times worse than mine. Sagging, just horrible sagging, wrinkled flesh, and she was worried about getting the surgery, but she wanted her life back. She wanted her life. And they gave her the surgery, and she has an incision at the bottom of her torso, and then that's it. And she looks amazing. She has beautiful, tight skin. Now, I'm 43, so I don't know. I mean, and also, I talked to my Coumadin Clinic nurse, and she thinks maybe, perhaps, I've reached the point where I don't need the meds anymore because I have AFib. I'm worried to get off of them. But if I could get off of them, then I would be coagulant. And if I was coagulant, I could have surgery. And I could get the surgery done so I could get rid of my extra flesh too. And all these guys that were getting rid of their extra flesh from their abdomen and so forth, they were getting rid of, believe it or not, like 40, 50, 70 pounds of extra flesh. If I could get off those 40 pounds of extra flesh that are on my belly and on my thighs, man, I'd be such a happy camper. That put me almost to my goal weight of 200. It's just very difficult now for me to not eat and do all the exercise that I do, and try to lose more weight. I've reached that point where I'm very healthy. My blood pressure was 102/60. Yes, I have medication for it, but they're starting to think that I don't need it. I'm scared to get off it. I don't know if that codependency is if you can relate to that through medication codependency. Or dependency, excuse me, not codependency. Is the prescription really relying on me? No. Someone who's making money is, though. So anyway, to come full circle, my 600-pound life, I really suggest you watch it if you haven't yet. Very inspiring. These people, they keep going through the same thing, but they all have the common thread. They want their life back. They want to live again. They want to dance again. They want to walk down the street again. They want to find that special person. And so do I. It might happen. I don't know. But what matters is that I'm out in the world living again. Now, the part of the good news that I wanted to share with everybody, I am applying to go back to school, to the University of Massachusetts, and I'm having a dean try to petition my case so I can get back in. I flunked out when I was 20 years old, and I was a kid, and I was stupid, and I'm a lot smarter than that, and I deserve a lot more from life. And now that I can take it and live my life and take control of it instead of it controlling me, I'm going to try to go back to school and study art history like I was before, and education, and I would love, by the time I'm 50, to be teaching, either in a high school or college level. So, watch the 600-Pound Life, and take from today whatever you will for inspiration. Just know that you can do whatever you want. Just put your mind to it. And then when you're sad and upset and depressed, don't turn to food. Make music. Go make love. Go clean your bathroom. Do something positive. Because the self-destructive behavior of self-loathing and eating yourself to the grave, it's exactly what I just said it is. Thanks for listening, and hopefully I can continue more blogs in the future. And any suggestions or any comments or sharing or anything, so I can reach other people to inspire them to lose weight. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Love yourself. Talk soon.